Hi, welcome back to the My Math by McGraw-Hill tutorial. I'm Mr. Galvez, and in this video, we'll dive into Chapter 12, Geometry, Lesson 6, titled Build Three-Dimensional Figures. Three-dimensional figures, you can think of a shoebox or a box of cereal, maybe a skyscraper. We're going to have a figure that has a length and a width and also a height, which is very unlike the two-dimensional figure, which can basically lay down on a sheet of paper. This is a hands-on lesson, so you will need a pair of scissors, small ruler. I'll be using a protractor to make some square angles, some right angles, and a pen and drawing paper. Okay, but before I begin with my model of a three-dimensional figure, I do want to go over some important key details for this lesson. Key vocabulary, actually. I'd like to begin by reviewing a few keywords. The three-dimensional figure, like I mentioned earlier, we will have a shape or a figure actually that does have a length. It is long, whatever measurement we're going to create it. It does have a width. Think of it as going back in dimension, and there's also going to be some height to it. So we're going to have length and width and height. Also, before we create this figure, we will start with a net. And a net is a two-dimensional drawing. It's a two-dimensional pattern of a three-dimensional figure. So I'm going to draw the net. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to fold the net around into its corresponding lines and create a three-dimensional figure using a net. The net that I'll be drawing today is going to be composed of 6 squares. So when the 6 squares are attached together, we're going to create a cube. Okay. Because it's square, I will need 6 figures that are congruent, the same size and shape. You can also play with the dimensions with the length or the width or the height, so that you create a rectangular prism. And this is also a 3D figure. It also has 6 flat faces. But in a rectangular prism, you will need to draw either 2 or 4 or 6 corresponding pairs of rectangles. Okay.
January 2017.
Now, to create a net for a square, here's one approach you can take. I'll start with a straight line. And I think I'll make a square using 6 centimeter, no, 3 centimeter faces. So I'm making a mark at 0, 3, 6, 9, and I'll explain in a second what I'm doing here. And also 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay. Now, here's what I have in mind. Here, I'm using a protractor to ensure that my lines for a square are right angles. Okay, so now once I connect these dots over here to the corresponding dots down here, I should have right angles. And if I went 3 centimeters across this way at the bottom, I need to go at 3 centimeters up. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Connect all these points up here. And again, this is just one of many different ways to create your net. Now, here's what I have in mind for the cube. I'm going to need one front, and the length is down here. And the front, you can think of it as the front of the house. Okay, it's front of the building. This will be the left side of the building where there's a window. And you got a kid over here looking out. Maybe it's an apartment building. Maybe it's a small house. Here's a wall. This square represents the wall that's on the right side of the building. And in this window, maybe we have a cat looking out the window. Okay. And then if this is the front of the house, here's the address of the house. This is the left side of the building. This is the right side of the building. This is the front of the house. This back here is going to represent the back of the building. So this could be the back door. Okay, goes to the backyard. At the front of the building, I will need a top square that will represent the roof or the ceiling. This is also going to go up 3 centimeters to maintain that square. 1, 2, 3. Stop. 3 centimeters up. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Connect this over here. And this is the roof. And we'll also need a floor for this structure, for this three-dimensional figure, for this cube. I need to go down 3. 1, 2, 3, stop. Go down 3 centimeters also on this side. 1, 2, 3, stop. Connect these two lines over here to finish off this square. So like I mentioned earlier, I will need 6 flat faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. These will be wrapped around, they'll be cut out and wrapped around to create my cube. Now, I forgot to mention earlier, you will need either some glue stick or a little tape to help hold the pieces together. And one little trick that I always use to help keep the pieces held together is to create 7 tabs that do not get cut out. The tabs will receive glue. I'll put glue over here, and this is going to wind up holding on to the inside of this square. So this square will hold on to this, will attach to the back of the building. Okay. This tab will wind up being glued to the side of the building. On the roof, this tab will get glue. These little dots represent glue. Will attach to this. This tab will get some glue and will attach here. This 5th tab, or the 6th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5th tab will attach here. I need 7 tabs total. And also this tab here, we'll need that to attach here. And last but not least, this tab here, I need 7 total tabs. Will attach to, eventually will attach here. Okay. So this net represents 6 squares, 6 congruent shapes. Um, Assembled together will create a cube. Okay, so to speed things up, I just cut around everything. I did not cut out a tab. For example, I cut around here and then continue around my squares, but I did not cut this little tab out. I need it to help hold my structure together. Okay. And once that I had it all cut out, kind of folded it along the lines, I was able to generate this cube. And each side does measure 3 centimeters. I do have 6 flat faces. This is somebody's house. Here I have Bob's shoe store. No, this is Bob's night lights. Okay, night lights of all types, shapes, and prices. This is the front of the building. This is the back of the building. There's a back door with the little dumpster. Okay, this is the front of the building. This is the roof of the building, and down here is you can think of this as the floor, the foundation of the building. And then we do have a left side, a right side, and the left side. Okay. Also, I also would like you to experiment with not just a cube, but with a rectangular prism. And a rectangular prism, you may not have any squares at all. You may, but you're gonna have at least two rectangles somewhere. This was turned into Bill's shoes. Okay, so we need the front of the building, the back of the building, the left side of the building, and the right side of the building. Okay, I'll mark these with little letters. F. This is the front. This is the left of the building. This is the right of the building. This is the roof. This can be the floor. And this can be the back of the building. And again, for the back of the building, I put a door in the back with a little dumpster. Okay? And we do need those tabs. Those tabs help a lot when it's time to glue or tape the pieces together. Okay, so I'm gonna have this tab getting glue, and it'll attach to the back side of this, so that you want to tuck the tab in so you don't see them from once you assemble everything. Once you assemble it, the tabs are tucked in. You can't really see them very well. I'll need 7 tabs. I'll need one up here that will actually attach to this, and this one with a little glue here attaches here. This tab will hold on to the inside of this left side. We need a tab over here with some glue that will attach here. This gets glue. This gets glue. See if I believe that's my 7 tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and we cut these out because I made this, I believe, 5 centimeters long. Here are my 3 dimensions: length times width times height. Okay. Here's my length. That's how long the building is. Here's a little width. This is how wide the building is. And this third one going up is the height. That's my length and my width and the height. This one This one came out to be 5 centimeters long, 3 centimeters wide. Length equals 3 centimeters, 5 centimeters. 3 centimeters is the width, and the height on this one was 4 centimeters. Okay. Assemble this, and you'll have that rectangular prism. So, in summary, this is this lesson 6 in chapter 12. Geometry is definitely hands-on. You'll enjoy this lesson, I believe, and have fun creating several different three-dimensional shapes. Okay. Thank you for joining in, and enjoy. Thank you.